Good evening, you watch News Mongolian World. I'm your host, Amir Batter. And for top stories, Germany to support the opening of Mongolian Art Restoration Laboratory. On Sunday, 25 Mongolian citizens arrived in Poland. Mongolian automaker introduces its new electric car. And for the news, stay tuned. An art restoration laboratory which will restore fire-damaged paintings from the National Art Gallery is set to open this fall. On Monday, the project officially launched with an event at the German embassy.
In May 2009, 900 culturally significant paintings were damaged in a fire at the National Art Gallery of Mongolia. So far, around 600 paintings with minor damage have been restored. The remaining 300 paintings are in need of more extensive restoration. With funding from German Federal Foreign Office's Cultural Preservation Program, Mongolia's first specialized art restoration laboratory is scheduled to be opened at the National Art Gallery in September 2022. The German government is providing 100,000 euros to fund the 13-month project. The project's launch event took place in February 28, attended by German Ambassador Jörn Rosenberg, Minister of Culture Namung, Director of the National Art Gallery, Sarantoya, and other gallery personnel. Ambassador Rosenberg noted, preserving cultural heritage is immensely important for the people of every country because cultural heritage offers historical orientation. The MNB World team spoke to the ambassador about the project.
Though you are correct in saying we are different cultures, but we have a long-standing tradition, more than 100 years of cooperation. You remember that it was after independence in the beginning of the 1920s that the first Mongolians came to Germany, to German universities, to German schools, to get some skills education. So ever since there has been a close cooperation. Whoever was in power, both on the German side or German sides in between, and with the government here in Mongolia. So we are really friends for over a century. Yeah, and this project is in particular something which underlines that. It's a transfer of knowledge. Yeah, it's not only the money, it's not only for these pictures which are in there, but which is much more important is a transfer of knowledge and education to young scientists here.
Besides building a fully equipped laboratory, the project is focusing on building up art restoration expertise in Mongolia. When the laboratory opens, German experts will give specialized training to Mongolian art restorers and perform restoration work on some fire-damaged paintings for practical training.
The Mongolian Fine Art Academy has been training professional art restorers in recent years. Through the project, 2 art restorers were selected to be trained as specialists and will obtain internationally recognized skills training.
The National Art Gallery of Mongolia has the country's most significant collection of modern Mongolian artwork. The new art restoration laboratory will be the country's main art restoration center and will work on the preservation of pieces from the other state-owned galleries and museums.
We had reported in one of our previous editions that 35 Mongolian students were stuck in Ukraine and what measures the Mongolian Ministry of Foreign Affairs is taking to evacuate its nationals. MNB's reporter in Poland informs us that 25 Mongolian citizens have arrived from Ukraine. On Sunday, 25 Mongolian citizens arrived to Warsaw, Poland from Ukraine. Some of them arrived by their own efforts by train. The Mongolian embassy staff picked up our nationals from the Polish border. As we noticed, there were 3 separate groups, including 13 students from Kiev, 1 Mongolian national with permanent residency with his family members from Odessa, and 4 students from Chernigov, Ukraine. The citizens I met were grateful to the Embassy of Mongolia and the consular support.
There is a really difficult situation at the Ukraine-Polish border with long queues of people fleeing from Ukraine. As I recall, from Lviv to the Polish border, there is around 30 kilometers a long traffic jam. Some people were seen leaving their cars and walking the 20 to 30 kilometers long distance to Poland. At the border, people spent 2 to 3 nights to enter Polish territory. From the 25th of February, Odessa was hit by missiles frequently fired by naval vessels. We packed just a few belongings and fled the town. There is a very difficult situation in Kyiv, and for the last 2 days we had to hide in shelters 2 times because of the attacks. Some shelters were allowing locals only, and the 13 Mongolian students from local universities hid in a shelter below Kyiv National University. It was really hard to get to Lviv from Kyiv. As we had bought tickets, we managed to take a train, and 15 passengers had to squeeze into one single train compartment.
Mongolians who arrived from Ukraine are feeling well. They are happy that they have left the war zone. There are no casualties and everyone is feeling safe again. The most important thing is that nobody was hurt. Mongolian automaker Bars Motors is introducing renewable energy solutions to its vehicle production. The newly introduced electric Hero SUV uses renewable energy to power its heated seats. We have details in the following report.
The engineers and creators of the new SUV think that incorporating renewable energy in the electric model is convenient for the Mongolian environment. After 5 years of development, Bars Motors is debuting the Hero, a 300-volt SUV that fully charges in 40 minutes.
When we are heading from point A to point B, no matter which season it is, the driver and passengers should be comfortable and stay warm. We have a solar panel that heats the seats and charges power banks that allow passengers to charge their smartphones, keep their drinks warm, or refrigerate them. The solar panel generates 330 volts within 1 hour.
The Hero is being produced in Mongolia and is priced lower than similar imports.
Electric cars have their own benefits, like creating a cleaner environment and lower operating costs, which are quite important during this difficult time when commodity prices are increasing. After 5 years of working on this project, we are happy to be introducing our new product.
The Hero is priced at 69 million Mongolian tugers, but with a tax rebate, the purchase price can be lowered to 59 million Mongolian tugers. In 2020, Bars Motors introduced its fuel-efficient Mozo SUV designed for Mongolia's extreme climate. Bars Motors can manufacture 4 cars a day for the production of around 1,000 cars a year. The company plans to export its cars, including exports to the Chinese market. Company representatives say that the Mozo and Hero are being assembled in Mongolia. The automotive industry is known for driving innovation and being capital intensive. The industry has the potential to generate billions of dollars in investment and to create millions of jobs.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Mongolia and Japan. On February 24, 1972, the governments of the 2 countries established diplomatic relations. Japan's official development assistance since the 1990s has provided great support to Mongolia's economic development. I can say that the main pillar of Mongolian-Japanese relations is people-to-people exchange and cooperation. For the anniversary celebration, we have received a lot of ideas from Japanese citizens and Mongolians residing in Japan. I really hope that young Japanese people take more interest in Mongolia and learn about the country. I wish for further prosperity for the development of bilateral relations over the next 50 years.
Several joint projects and programs have been implemented in the healthcare and infrastructure sectors, including construction of Narnizam Road, Narnigor Bridge, Thermal Power Plant No. 4, Japan-Mongolia Hospital, and Chinggis Khan International Airport in Khushukht Valley. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, trade turnover between the 2 countries reached about $600 million. Trade turnover has since fallen to about $200 million.
The Ministry of Health reported today that 166 new COVID-19 cases were recorded in Mongolia after tests were carried out in PCR laboratories. In the past 24 hours, no COVID-19 caused deaths were reported. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates. Here's the weather forecast of world's major cities. Well, that's all for now, and thank you for staying with us.